whatever is. It is not. It is dream. It is cosmic dream of a world with all kinds of movements and happenings, but it is not real because it is coming and going. So it is not something you can say, this is it. Everything that you see outside through your eyes is dream. And even your eyes are dream, and your body is dream. And we so are stuck to this dream world, but also to be stuck is dream. You cannot do anything, not. You are a wave in the ocean, and the wave can never say, oh, I'm going ashore because I don't like to travel anymore, or it has to go on depending on the wind and the warmth of the sun. And well, you as a form in this dream, you have to roll on. There's nothing to do. And because you think that you are real in this dream, you don't know that it is a dream. You think you are real. You try to change your life in better things for yourself. You get personal and you want things, and well, this is the same old story of the ages and ages of the planet with people on it, but all these ages and people on it trying to have a good time and to be nice, to live good. It is all the dream of that one which has no form. Before this appeared, you were already there, and then you started to dream this whole story from before the Middle Ages and before the Adam and Eve and before all that. You were already. Are you aware of that? So what does it matter if this body is in this dream moving around and wanting things? If you continue to move around and want things and you think it is real, then you will continue to move around and want things. And then you have to try not to want things and not to move around. But once you understand, you are just a wave in the ocean. You are just a piece of dust in the mind of that which created this all. You are not even a tiny little atom moving around on this planet. If you understand this is dream, it is liberating. At once. You feel it, huh? If you do things in this dream world and you have a goal to reach something and to get something out of that, you are stuck and stuck and stuck deeper and deeper to the consequences of your wishes, and that make other appearances that you want and don't want, choosing likes and not likes. But it is not up to you. Once you understand this is a dream, you cannot change the dream. This night I dreamt that I was on the way on a motor scooter, and I often dream about being on the way on a motor scooter. And then the road is blocked, I turn around, make a detour, but mostly I arrive. Whether it is a hard way or it is easy or it is just. But always I am moving. But I am moving on a motorcycle. That means I don't move myself, I am being moved. And this shows that you are in this world being moved. You are on the way. You cannot stop because it is not a reality, it is a dream. And when you are in the dream, you feel that you are awake. So what matters in the dream? What does it matter? If it's a nice dream, you want to continue, and if it is a nightmare, you want to wake up. But all of that happens in a dream. So let it be and be at peace. Wanting to do something is not yours. It is the dream one. And trying to get something for the self, for the person, is that you do something with a goal. And there you make more time to dream. If you understand there is nothing that you can do, you still do, because you cannot stop doing neither. You cannot do things yourself and you cannot stop doing things. But the only difference is that you know there is nothing to get for you. There is nothing to get here. And you are the dreamer. And before that, you are that one awake, the pure consciousness. And there is nothing before that. There comes a lot of things out of it, but not before that pure empty consciousness, awareness, that's everlasting. It's emptiness, it is full of bliss. So now you know what that is, a dream. Dream goes on, but you can step out of it with your feelings and your wantings and your personal idea. I have to get something. That can stop, because you understand this is all a dream in the mind of the God being, the empty awareness that you are, dreams all this. Okay? So be at ease. I am before myself. I didn't know what I was. There was just emptiness. Unknown. It is unknown what you are. And then you start to make up things and experience them. And finally understand, I am not that. Because you know what you are not, now you know what you are. You are unknown, and you will remain unknown. But that unknown is now filled. It is felt, experienced, and filled with its own glorious emptiness, because there is this dream appearances that shows not this, not that. I was in the dream and I have seen I am not that in the dream. So now I know I am not. I am unknown. But I am this blissful, empty feeling. Grace to the dream. I know I am awake. And there's nothing that points to me, nothing that says, you are like this, you are like that. I am all of that not. I just am. And that is being aware of myself. Not being aware of the appearances in the dream, but I am aware of my self-awareness. And this self-awareness is the greatest bliss. Eternally blissful. Happy, happy, happy. The most of us think that we can do something about happenings in the day, that we can arrange them and that we can control them, and that we can have a sort of have a hand in that which is happening, that it is our doing, and when we don't like it, we change that, and if we like it, we keep it and repeat it, and we think that's our life. But none of that is true. That which is going to happen will happen anyway, whether you don't want it or you try to keep it away, it will happen. And that which will never happen, and you want it so very much to happen, well, whatever you do, you can try your utmost best, but it will not happen, because it is not in the plan of the great wisdom. And then you could say, well, why is it then that all these things appear and don't appear if we cannot do anything about it? Why is it we have no role? Well, that's why it happens. It is not about the happenings, because that if it would be important what happens, then it should happen all over the globe but on the same time to everybody. And then everybody could say, it's not happening, I cannot do anything about that. But everybody has different happenings. That means that you cannot even make it happen. It just comes as it comes. And why is it that it happens in that particular way or another particular way, or it does not happen in that way? Well, it's not about what happens. I just said so. It is about you understanding that you cannot do anything about it. It is about you feeling and realizing that you are incapable of changing the course of things. You have to bend down, and then you will see it was not your doing at all, and then there's no more need to become a body and a birth and have a mind working for you and thinking, because you have accepted you play no role. There is nothing here for you. Really, there is nothing here for you. And you could say, I have done this, and that's why now this happens. Well, it would have been so anyway, whether you did it or not. But in the beginning, you must realize that if you do nothing, then you will not learn. So you start by opening up for the wisdom inside, and that means you have to do a lot. That will say you have to do not things in the outer world anymore. That's what you have to do. To leave everything, and that is a hard work to leave the things. Okay, we think we do a lot, but if only when we are convinced we don't do, then there is this liberation. When you think as an I person, you are not free. And when you know there are no thoughts of the I person, there's only what appears, then it is the self. That is the realization that only the self, the real self, is manifesting And it has nothing to do with the I person thinking I do this, I do that, or I don't want, I want. That's mind. The mind has been placed in you that you can understand that it is all mistaken. The mind is the biggest mistake, but we need the mind to see that itself. So the mind is diminishing itself by understanding itself. So that's who am I, that question. The only answer is I am not. I am not this, I am not that, I am not that, I am not that, I didn't do that, I cannot do that. All the answers for the self is no, not. And what remains, it is what you are. It is the self sliding, gliding through life until it ends. And then, okay, there is this free state, like the ocean makes the waves and the waves lay down, and there's this peace. That's why all things happen. And we think it's about the things that happen, the way and what happens, and we can do anything, we can change it. Oh, that's happening, I have to do that, no, that first. Nothing like that, it's nothing. It's not about what is, it is about what is not. And what is not, that is your mind. You're thinking you can do anything. Freedom, freedom, happiness. When it really, really deeply penetrates in the consciousness that everything is God, the Creator, Brahman. If you really feel that, that is then you have no family, you have no sisters or brothers anymore, you have no children, you have no name, no country where you live in, you were not born. Do you see what reality is? If everything is God, then you can see God in the plants in a garden, in the branch of a tree. That's not a branch of a tree, it is God, visible like that. It makes you feel alone when you are convinced that all is God, that you lose yourself. But when it really gets deeper involved in your awareness, in your consciousness, there is no loneliness, because everything you see is you. And if you don't see it, still you exist, because what you see is your dream. God is the dreamer of all, of your sisters and your brothers, your children, the animals in the house, the trees in the garden, the happenings on this planet. It is all God, and God dreams this. It is His dream. And you lose your own idea of being someone. That seems lonely and boring in the beginning, but the more it comes inside your consciousness, greater happiness and bliss is experienced. I can imagine this whole story of God creating the world, because God was the only thing that lived in and that existed. There was no one else to know. So God made up billions of forms. And then God went into the forms that he created. And then he lost himself, this God being, this dreamer, lost himself in his own dream. And that's what you do. You dream all this and you lose yourself in your own dream. And now you wake up. This cannot be, it's not this, it is impossible that I am both peace and war. I am both dark and light. It's impossible that I am both hunter and hunted, and a victim and a killer. It is just my own dream idea, and I exist as nothing of that. This is God being. It starts with a feeling inside there's something wrong, something doesn't fit. That's the first step into reality. It's not right what happens. That's the first step. And then you go experience more and more of the cause of this story, this dream. And all of a sudden you just sit and see a leaf in the garden, and you say, this is God. You feel that is God. And then you see the table, that's God. And you start to think, well, I'm alone. I have no sister. I have no family. They are God. But I also am God. And then this feeling of, first, it is so strange that you lose yourself, but it was not real. You were not real, so you cannot even lose yourself. You can only win the reality of your own being, your beingness. And that is the bliss of the ananda, of being what you know what you are. And you can dream on if you like, but you are awake in the dream. You are no longer lost. Some times ago, a day ago or so, I asked God, how can I find you? And he said, I am not lost. When you have contact with the inner self, these questions and answers arise in you. And there's just a bliss of happiness. Enjoy the dream, but stay awake. Ananda, bliss. This is why God says, leave all to me. Leave your sorrows to me. The helplessness of not being able to take care of your children, your worries. Give it to me. I will take care of them. That's of course God says so, because He is the children. He is your family. He is you. So if you think you are separated and you see your children separated, anything can happen. And then you ask, you pray for help. But God says, leave it to me. because he is all that, he is everything. And he says nothing can happen to you because he knows you are a dream form. What can happen in a dream form? The only thing can happen is that it wakes up, but that is okay, he's working on that. He is waking up in all his own dream forms, in me, in you, in every single thing, in animals, in all living beings. It is God dreaming him in that form. And the joy of waking up is his. So don't you ever worry, there's nothing to be afraid of. God is taking care of himself in all his forms. That is you. Your radiance lightens the world because you know what you are and you need not do anything. It is by itself that it shines. If you know what you are, this bliss will shine around you. It is God enlightening himself. In fact, I am asleep in you. Wherever you go, what you do, I am inside and acting as what your form is doing. The same way that I am asleep in myself, in this self. What I am is awake, and I play forms in a dream world, and I am in all the forms. I am asleep in all the forms that think. They are real and they are acting and they are doing and they are experiencing. And that's my form, my dream form, the form of God, the Creator, the I Am. And this I Am is in all forms playing. He is unaware. So wherever you go, it is me asleep going. Wherever I go, this form, it is me, the I Am, inside, sleeping, playing. It is lost and trying to find itself by all movements, all travels on earth, all experiences, trying to wake up. But first I don't know I have to wake up. I am very lost in the dream, in you, in me, in all of us. That's God asleep in the form he created. The God I Am is God, is asleep in all his forms. In mine, in yours, that means I am asleep in you. And you is the same I Am. That is, I Am is all. So you, what you really are, is asleep in me. It's playing. It is unaware. There's only one God playing in all his forms and waking up in all his forms. So I sleep in you and I wake up in you. And you sleep in me and you wake up in me, because there's only I. There's only one I. And it's called everywhere the same I. It's called I in me, and it is called I in you. There's only one I am. Don't make it too difficult. Just know that inside you is the reality. It is waking up to itself. That's the I am, the God. God plays, he doesn't know himself. He loses himself, he finds himself. And he does that inside all of us. In you, in me, in all. There is no other than God. Even your family is not the family. Even yourself is not yourself. Even the little doggy in the house is not the doggy in the house. It is all that only one God being I am. I am is running through the garden. Woof, 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 woof. That's I am. I am is sitting on the branch of the tree. Also, I am. It's all God expressing himself and finding himself through all that what moves and goes around. That what is lost is found by experiencing. That is God. God is all there is. Only God exists. I am. I am exists. I am exist. I exist. Not you, it's God. All is the expression of God. This is Sai Baba, the God, creator of this planet, of everything. And I met him, it's so blissful. He's really God. And I feel so good and happy and full of bliss. And I say to him, God, I am starting to be you, yourself. And he says, it's about time. Do you know how many ages you have been out there? I had to find myself, Baba. And now I found you, and that is myself. The real self is the wisdom of bliss and beingness. Ananda. Thank you. Thank you.